All right, I'm smiling because you can never take it away from Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, former presidential candidate of the Labour Party. He was at Zuba yesterday campaigning for the local government or for the area council election that is coming up in Abuja for ADC candidate. I saw Dr. Mo there, I saw so many other supporters of Obi there. But the crowd, the mammoth crowd was something else. Obi, you can never take it away from me. Before I come to you guys, let us see that an amateur video and see how the crowd was.
Zuba!
The election today with the election city, I came to plead with you to support my party.
Yeah. You cannot take it away from Obi. Just a little bit at the outskirts of the city center of Abuja, we saw the crowd. A place called Zuba, where you mainly don't have a lot of Igbo people, where they trade and all that. He went to campaign yesterday for all ADC candidate at the municipal election that is coming up. You can see the crowd.
Just because you mentioned Igbo people, there is nowhere in Nigeria where you don't find Igbo people.
Yeah, I know that.
In Southeast, Igbo people they have the highest number of voters in the Southeast. Then that is their original home. Then in any other part of Nigeria where that is not their original home, they are the second largest voter. So you have Igbo voters everywhere. But that aside, you see one thing any politician, whether old or new, must learn from Peter Obi is direct mobilization. He mobilizes the people with his lifestyle. They say, practice what you preach. You know, one of the things that Nigerian people are facing is inability to curtail waste from their lifestyle. Inability to curtail greed from their lifestyle. Inability to be content from their lifestyle. You see, a typical Nigerian is planning a birthday party in a very luxurious hotel. What is your income level? 0. Where are you going to get it from? Begging people, scamming people, telling lies to people. You see some young boys going into Yahoo, doing some other things, girls going into prostitution and all that. What Obi has taught people is that lifestyle is the driver of too many other things. Anytime you see him say, I don't have houses anywhere other than on the child or here or on there, he said, I don't live there. He kept saying, my needs are little. I don't need it. When he was appointed the chairman of Security Exchange Commission, they told him that this Jeep is due to you, that this is due to you. He said, I don't need them. People should know when to say, I don't need this. Go to Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara, how did he win his people? Leaders should say, I don't need this. Nigerians are looking up to a leader who is not going to scavenge the little money we have to buy a new private jet for himself. Nigerians are looking for a leader who is going to say, oh, the vehicle used by the last administration, after all, the vehicle I have in my house in the last 5 years, I've not sold them. The one used by the last administration, we can still repair them. We can use them. You know, the Nigerians are looking for that lifestyle. Living beyond your means is not something Nigerian leaders of today are ready to curtail or stop. And Peter Obi naturally does this. And I can tell you, it's attractive to the people.
Okay, so that's the we know the give shishi policy. I don't know how far it can work. Peter Obi still has a lot of traction. You can't take that away from me. But most of the time when we talk, we say this traction should be put in a structure. And there are some things you don't do because even when you get into governance, I mean, corruption fights back sometimes. Peter Obi in Zuba, talk about it.
Yes, you see, when I saw that video clip, what readily came to my mind was that this is what we've always said on this platform, that what has ADC brought to Peter Obi? Nothing. But rather, there's no ADC without Peter Obi. Now look at what happened in Zuba. Peter Obi is not an official of ADC. ADC is going for an election. Where is the national chairman of ADC? Where is the secretary of ADC? Where is the spokesperson of ADC in all of this?
Where is the leader?
Where are the leader? Where is Atiku in ADC for this campaign? But it's Obi. And you saw what happened at Zuba. The people are saying that Obi ADC. These were their songs.
There's a switch.
There's a switch. So, see, when you look at it vis-a-vis, it's Obi that is the ADC, and the ADC is Obi, as it is at the moment. And this is why the obedient are saying that, look, it's Obi or nothing else as the presidential candidate of ADC. Because Obi didn't go there as an official of ADC. He go there as a person, as a member of the party, to speak for his party. And the people already, the place was agog. Just the mere fact that Obi is on Zuba. People closed down their businesses and they came out. So when we said Obi has taken a wrong step, a wrong decision, like the question you said to go into ADC, it's a clear fact. The video shows it that Obi could have taken any other political party
and run
with it because he had the support of the people. Obi is a grassroots mobilizer and has endeared himself to the people. The people loved him. Wherever he is, the people goes there. So what is Obi doing in ADC?
All right, we've not seen any politician in recent times that have the kind of traction that Obi has. Will you be able to manage this?
Well, when you mean manage it, first, we don't like to hear this. We had expected obedient movement to have gone in, metamorphosed into a party. Okay, when that didn't happen, we had expected that now it's ADC. We're not talking about Labour. We had expected that Labour would have been, organized completely for P2B and in P2B's pocket. By now, P2B would have known all his party agents. They will be having a conference of party agents. They'll be having conference of agents, such that if you have a political party agent in a polling unit, there will be at least nothing less than 3 other members of that party that will be agent of agents, who, though officially they are not the agent that is going to sign, but they are there monitoring what the agents are doing. By now, Obi would have had that second tier of monitoring, so that it is easy to vote, but counting is what puts you into the office. And counting involves an agency called INEC that is supposed to be independent but refuses to be independent by any means. Till today, where you make a transfer from your phone and immediately the next person gets it, INEC is still not sure that we are going to have mandatory electronic transmission of results, so that as people are voting, you are getting it. They are there involved in thousands of changes, but none is leading to a result that will make us to say, oh, the election we have is a credible one. I had expected Obi not to get involved in the fight of primaries. What did he go to do in ADC? From day one, we said it, except at the end, because the future is mystery. Yeah. Then all other candidates say, okay, Peter Obi, take this ticket. We don't want to contest again. But if that doesn't happen, there was a political error. Even though he contests and win, that resources could have been saved. The readiness he would have gotten by now is to forestall the error that happened in 2023. The error that happened in 2023 was not a voting error, it was a counting error. And until your home is at peace and you are in total command and control of the entire party structure, you are not sure your votes will be safeguarded. What if somebody that lost the primary is going to be the one that will get your agent in his own area where he dominated? For example, let's not call him, but let's put it this way. Let's say, for example, Atiku lost in primary to P2B, for example. And in most northern area, Atiku is the one coordinating.
It can be turned to no, right?
Rather, so he's the one coordinating the party agents, or he has loyalists there, because members of the parties are also going to come from those areas. How will they stand with the counting of your vote, knowing the primordial way INEC has refused to ditch? We still don't vote and it counts immediately. Because of collation from level to level and all that, you need a human factor. And INEC has not proven. The other day, I learned that the National Assembly, they were looking at the electoral reform, but it still suffered a kind of hold up. We are not sure they are going to get out of that.
And when they gather around, what are they reforming? Is it only punishment to offending INEC officer? What are they reforming? We need to gather mandatory electronic transmission.
Now, one of the things we said was that Obi needs some influence in some, whether call it state, local government, senatorial district, House of Rep issue. This one is a kind of form of a local government election, but we call it a municipal area councils in Abuja, 6 of them. Now, in Abuja, for example, if they win, that means ADC has stamped its foot in the area councils in Abuja. If we have dots of that, where we have off-cycle elections and other elections, that means they will be winning, and adding up to the number will make that structure we'll all be talking about. Are we going to see this in the off-cycles election that are coming up?
You see, when you said if by providence ADC now click the election in February 21st at the Abuja Area Council, and they become the
Council chairman,
the party in charge of Abuja Council, how is that beneficial to Obi? Okay. How will Obi lay claim to the victory of the ADC? Is Obi in charge of the ADC? That's the question. Obi was on the ballot in 2023, and so many people won on his back, on his flag to become House of Rep. Where are they today? So the question is that you need your home. That's what we have been advocating, and that's what he said, laying credence on what he said. All this effort Obi is putting, it amounts to nothing, because he's not in control of ADC. With the traction he had, like you rightly put it, it's enough for him to get his house in order, have a homegrown political party, and go for election anywhere, and start to build it for the grassroots, like he's doing for ADC in Abuja now. Because from what we saw yesterday in Zuba, which I think sincerely is going to go around the 6th council to campaign, and you will see the crowd growing every day, because the awareness that the Obi is in town and is leading the campaign is a plus for the ADC. But the question is that when ADC becomes the party in power in Abuja, can Obi lay claim to it? That's the question. So, you see, this is misplaced priority. That's why I said the effort of doing all of it, was it you that said that it would have saved the money for the primary? If he eventually won, contested the primary and he became victorious, those efforts were not necessary. Those money should have been saved. So Obi should think twice. Yes, we have said it, and I'm saying it again, that look, ADC had brought nothing to Obi. The only time ADC will be meaningful to Obi is what he has said. I'm just re-echoing that. At the end of the day, Obi become the consensus candidate. That is, there will be no grievances after primary, that everybody agreed that because we are in opposition and we are a coalition, for us to restore power from the present government, we need somebody who had the kind of passion of this organic movement. Okay. And the only person is Obi, so they will have the one.
I want to ask you that same question, that same question of structure. I'm big on that.
Yeah.
That Obi cannot just come and say presidency. I mean, there has to be support. In the Bible, there's what we call the Aaron and the Hor, helping Moses to sit down on a stool. I feel that there will be a lot of support that comes from the states, the local government, if they have elected officials, even before this time, as we always talked about it in Labour.
No, everything narrows down to what we are saying, the party of control. You are from opposition. You are not the ruling party. So from opposition, you have to be very formidable. And those in control of the party, if you are not the one directly in control of the party, like we have in 2014, 2015, where Asiwaju and Co were those in control of those party, and their interest is for Buhari to emerge, you saw the primary was seamless. So if now those in control of the party, remember, Atiku said Asiwaju is very wicked. He doesn't want me to be president at all. So if Opitobi wins Asiwaju in primary, wins Atiku in primary, you think Atiku will not say Pitobi is very wicked, he doesn't want me to be president at all?
Maybe not.
Because you can be too sure. So, because Atiku wants to be president, say anything standing between him and not being president, he sees the person as wicked. Asiwaju is just thinking of his second tenure. He's saying Asiwaju doesn't want me to be president at all. So, you have to look at who are the constituents of your team. Obi didn't need to go to general election, even though he wins the primaries with any kind of dissentment in the house. The Labour Party were able to do what they did in 2023 because all was for Peter Obi. All was for Peter Obi. Let me tell you, agents can be very important in the kind of election that INEC conducts. And I just hope that before the final straw, maybe all other contestants will say, oh, Peter Obi, there's no need for primaries. You go ahead. Or except he also knows more than everybody knows.
Or more than what we know.
Or more than what we know. Like you said, he's not desperate to be president.
Okay, now, in the final stages, if they win big in Abuja, that's going to be a plus to the popularity of Obi within the party. Do you agree?
Well, I cannot subscribe to that entirely. Obi is already popular within the party. Winning Abuja will not add to it. That's why we said that ADC had not brought anything to Obi. Obi will continue to bring dividends to the party. If they win Abuja, it is because of Obi, involvement in their campaigns. So it's still the same thing we have said before. Yes, the Obi supporters are there, like you rightly pointed out. When the show comes to show, will this Obi supporter be part of those who will elect the presidential candidate, no matter what it is? So that's where the issue lies.
All right, we will be bringing you more stories on how the campaign is going in the Federal Capital Territory.